Invitations on here to Nicky Grisby, so I'll be calling you up here, Nick, to cover a few changes, like the calendar for next year. And but nice try.
So far.
Yeah, Nancy.
Hey, Bob? Bob? Okay, we'll pitch in on the agenda.
She's all ready to go.
Bill? They're closing as we speak on the bond.
Oh, okay.
CNG, and Bob will give us an update.
Oh, okay, super.
Fit him in somewhere else.
Oh, yeah,
Great.
great.
Maybe put on public comments,
Yeah,
bond closing,
Yeah,
CNG.
yeah, great.
No, you don't, it used to be you'd have to drive to St. Louis or Chicago to do a closing like this.
Oh, yeah.
and now we're
Now
sitting
it's
here.
all electronic.
You don't have to go anywhere.
All right, it's amazing, isn't it?
Mike, I think I'll go to the Drainage Board meeting on Monday just to make sure that thing goes through on the new design.
Okay, good.
Okay, I think it's 10 o'clock, so we'll get started, and we'll open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item on our agenda would be to consider the approval of the minutes of the November 26th and the December 5th meetings.
Move approval of the minutes of November 26 and December 5, 2013.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Next item on our agenda is consider register of claims totaling $2,551,809.03.
I'd move approval for the claims, as
Second.
noted.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that at all, Mike? You want to cover anything on that? Okay. No discussion on the claims? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Under new business, we have a resolution 2013-35. This is a salary resolution for the year 2014, and Debbie Irving, our financial manager, will make the presentation.
Yes, I would ask that the board approve the Resolution 2013-35, which is the salary resolution for 2014.
Anything unusual that we should know about on the 2014 resolution compared to the past? Just any highlights?
No, this is just the 2% raise for employees is in the resolution
Which is following the city?
correctly, yes.
Okay. So basically, everything's almost the same as last year. No major changes.
No.
Okay. All right. All right, thank you. We have the numbers there, and I think we've all had a chance to review them. Is there any, do I have a motion?
Move approval of Resolution 2013-35, the salary resolution for 2014.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Next, Debbie's going to present the revenue budget for 2014.
Yes. I submitted the revenue budget of a total of $17,816,211, and I would ask that the board approve the budget for 2014.
I will move that we approve this budget, and I think I'd like to commend Debbie and Nikki for doing a great job putting all that together.
They'll be very happy when this week's over.
I agree, and I second the motion.
We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Next is stormwater budget. Debbie?
Yes, the stormwater budget for 2014, the budget is a little different than what had been done in the past because we have the stormwater revenue budget of $971,114.62. And then we also have other projects, and that is an amount of $2,635,880.40, with a total budget of $3,606,995.02. And I would ask the board approve the stormwater budget.
Okay, do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to just make one comment. Those numbers reflect virtually $1 million reduction in the stormwater rates that will be shown on the tax bills for next year. So this board has reworked those numbers, cut expenses, consolidated some departments, and at this point in time, we're able to give the resident and the non-residents $1 million credit. So, thank you, Debbie. I think that's it for you?
No?
No? What's next? A resolution, transfer of funds.
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution 21336. This is a transfer of funds from 611-90-439-071, other services and charges, to Fund 625-88-439-071, other services and charges, in the amount of $6,000. I'd like to give you a little history on this. Fund 625 is the racetrack out on North 67.
We're opening a racetrack? No,
We're closing one.
We're closing one. There you are.
We are still waiting from IDEM to give us direction in what else needs to be done to get this closed. And I'm working closely with Tafton and us, I never can get that word, and Hollister. So I'm sure after the first of the year, I'm going to have to come back to you for an additional transfer. But at this time, this will cover us into the new year.
This has been going on for years and years, and basically this is a dump where the sanitary district in the past has, and others, and we're a minor there in that aspect of it, but we're finally coming to a conclusion of getting that all cleaned up.
Yes,
Correct?
and General Motors was an additional,
Yeah, there was some large ones involved there.
right, and they have already paid to us their portion of the money. So what is left is ours for this district.
Okay, thank you, Deb. We have a motion to that effect to transfer those funds, 2013-36.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Next order of business is election.
Can I have one more thing, sorry. This is not on the agenda.
Okay.
But I need to ask for an additional appropriation into 611-83, 439-071,
Can you say that slowly? I'm sorry, 611.
It's right there.
83.
Okay.
Oh, wait
it's
a
already-
minute, no, it isn't.
No.
Is this the other services and charges? It's a
No,
different
this is
fund.
something that we unfortunately didn't have on our agenda.
Okay.
Okay, let me just the number slow, okay?
611-83, 439-071.
Okay, and this pertains to?
This pertains to the payment of our bond. I just need appropriation into that account to pay for the bond payments
Is this the-
here in December.
The bond we sold in May, the 36 million?
The bond in May, yes, and additional to our other existing bond. So I'm asking for a total of $2,062,275.
I
So-
move that we appropriate the sum of $2,062,275 into account 611-83-439-071.
Correct.
Do we have a motion?
That's the
I
motion.
have a second.
We have a second. Discussion?
Just, if you recall, we refinanced 3 bonds with this bond issue and paid for $12 million in new sewer projects, so first payment's due.
Yeah.
The rates were already adjusted to pay for the debt.
Okay, so this has already been covered, just now we're just formality, just getting it done, what we've already decided to do in the past.
Yes, I just need the
Excuse me. Okay.
appropriation.
All right, we have a
For
motion
vote.
and a second, and so now, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you don't want to step here again, do you? Okay, all right. The next, I see we finally got my name to present something up here, Nikki. I don't know how you managed that, but this is the administration changes, okay, for next year. I guess the good news is I'm stepping down as district administrator as of December 31st. And Nikki, would you come forward, please? I think everybody knows who's been doing the real hard work, at least the other board members know, this year, and it's been Nikki. And, I've been the district administrator, but Nikki has been the backbone of doing everything. She's been here 17 years. She's headed up the stormwater department all this year. She took on that additional responsibility. She was been our coordinator for recycling and helped facilitate setting up a private company to invest $2.5 million to do recycling. Was instrumental in helping set up along with our people out of sanitation, the one-arm trucks, the automated trucks, which saves about over $1 million a year. And so Nikki has deserved the title of the executive director of the Muncie Sanitary District. So I'd like to give Nikki a hand. Well done, well done. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to.
It doesn't get any better than today.
That's right. That's right. This is the high point. I'm going to stay aboard for 6 months, heading up special projects. We have a lot of special projects, as you can look at this, but Nick, you'll be calling the shots. I will just be concentrating on not normal operations, but our transfer of going to a monthly billing in the sewer utility office, new software, working with the engineers on the $2 million on the levy. We just have a lot of projects that are out there. Finishing up the natural gas station, so that'll be basically where I'll be concentrating my efforts for, I say 3 months, Nikki says 6 months, so we'll, somewhere about that time, then I'll just move back as board president and be out of daily operations. And this was set up in last January, that this plan would be set up, that I would be here temporary. I was never hired or asked to come back to the board for a long term. So this is just going along with the plan from the very beginning. And again, I can't say it enough. Whatever I would say about the job and the qualifications that Nikki has would not be enough. And she doesn't want to make a big deal of this, but that was the least of it. We would like to do a lot more than that, Nick, but congratulations. The next item on the agenda is the holiday schedule for 2014, and we've all been presented that. Are there any, Nikki, you want to present any, since you're now almost officially the district administrator?
You have in front of you the holiday schedule for 2014, along with the board meeting dates for 2014. You've all already seen it, so I would ask that you approve the holiday schedule and the board meeting dates for 2014.
Again, nothing unusual from the past, changed because of holidays and that type of a deal.
Right.
And everybody has a copy of it in their package.
I will move approval of the vacation, holidays, and the board meeting agenda for 2014.
Okay, we just did both of them at once, okay? So,
See how efficient I am?
you see, once you took over, that was it.
There you go.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. That's 7 and 8?
You need to do election of officers.
Oh, I did skip over that since Debbie dropped something on this. Okay, so let's have the election of officers. Can we have anybody have a motion for next year of how we want to do this?
I would move the same slate as this year, with Bill Smith as president, me as vice president, Mike Klein as secretary.
Any other motions?
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second, then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. I think we've worked very, very well as a team. I don't think that, as I've expressed it many, many times, to have an attorney and then have an attorney on our board and have an engineer on the board, we've been able to accomplish so much this year that it's really mind-boggling. I know it sounds, self-praise really stinks, and so I don't want to go on too much, but we really have accomplished a lot this year, cleaned up a lot of things, and did some very positive things. So, very, very, very active board. So, thank you, gentlemen. Let's see, we're down now to the Whiteley Neighborhood Project. Is that where we are in this thing? And Scott? Scott Dumke is with GRW Engineering.
Yep, Scott Domke, GRW. And we've been working with the staff and the board on putting together a project, a stormwater project, a drainage improvement project for the Whiteley neighborhood, which will actually also improve the streets. So we'll be coming back to the board with a contract for what will effectively be a design build with the Muncie Sanitary District installing the pipes as a kind of a pilot project area for them to get used to doing construction work and working with the city and the street department on potential for reusing the asphalt by milling and reusing that as resurfacing the streets. But it'll all be budget driven, and by doing it with your own forces, you will end up with a good project that will save you money compared to a contracted out full job. You won't have to put entire plans together. It'll be a simpler set of drawings where people will be working together in the field to get this job done, and you'll see a lot of people working together that to make this the right job that will be right for this neighborhood too.
That's really exciting. It's exciting we're getting into Whiteley. I mean, and I can tell you this, that Mike and I rode out there last week and took a look at those streets out there and what's existing there in this particular area, and it certainly needs to be done. With Tracy, I see Tracy back there, and Doug.
I think it's just too unfortunate that Tracy and Doug couldn't be out there working today.
I don't understand why not myself, but this will be the largest project that the sanitary district has ever taken on internally, as far as doing sewer or storm work, and they're up to the task. Tracy, you've been here how many years now? 23 years, and Doug, 17. So we're really, very blessed with really very, very qualified people. And so we're excited, Scott, that this will be, you're involved with this project. Your past experience with the district has been exemplary. And so we're really excited to get this thing done.
Yeah, we appreciate the
We'd
involvement.
like to replicate the model if it works well.
Yes,
There's other
it would
places we have
be an
stormwater problems.
outstanding pilot area to consider doing other neighborhoods.
Thank you very much. Anything, Steve?
No, I think that's great. I think it's a good place to start, and good to do a pilot project there and see what happens after that.
I don't
Excellent.
think there's any board action.
No.
No, we just wanted to let everybody know, as you've noticed all the year, we try to keep everybody informed of what we're doing, what we plan to do, and why we're doing it. So this just goes along the line. We wanted Scott to come in and let everybody know that what's going to be happening here. So thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Next is, Tracy's coming up. This be an interlocal agreement, and this would be a sewer maintenance engineering. And Tracy Barton.
Good morning, gentlemen. Tracy Barton, Superintendent, Engineering, Sewer Maintenance Department. You have before you an interlocal agreement between the Muncie Sanitary District and the City of Muncie for use of services. Pretty much the gist of it is we provide sewer services and septic services as far as cleaning, vacuuming, that type of stuff. The City of Muncie, in turn, are going to provide us with paving services on some of these projects we just mentioned.
Excellent. It again is an effort to save money.
Yes.
Instead of the city and the Board of Accounts, and we've been doing a little bit of this in the past, we're expanding it, from my understanding. The Board of Accounts has asked us to have this agreement in place. So basically, I think you said it best, so I'm just going to elaborate because I think it's going to save a lot of money.
Absolutely.
If we don't have to go out and get a paving company to do our paving after we put a sewer in, okay, and the city can pave that, and then we have equipment that they don't have and things we can do for them that they don't have to go out and rent, lease, and we let them use those things and we do some of that work for them. So we're actually government working together. to save money.
That is
So,
correct.
and I know that you were instrumental with Duke from the Highway Department, Duke Campbell, and putting this thing together, so great job,
Thank you.
okay?
Move approval of the interlocal agreement between the city and the sanitary district.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Trace. Next is the leaf season update. Phil Reagan, this be our superintendent of the sanitation department out here. Just real quick, I just want to tell you that between you two departments and just so the other board members, they're not here on a daily basis. We get compliments weekly, daily on these two departments. Not that we, people don't see our engineering department, John, so it's hard for them to call and say, boy, John did a great job in engineering, okay? You engineers just get no credit, I guess, but somebody was asking, we had it, and I know we'll keep this to a half hour, but not my speech, the whole thing here. So everybody take a deep breath. We had Nikki and I had a meeting with looking at our increase or decrease or whatever we could do to save money on the health insurance and in workman's comps the other day. So we had a meeting with everybody that was involved from these different agencies. And they went down a checklist with Nikki and what we're all doing as far as safety goes, and they left with the statement, we've never seen anything being ran as well as this as far as safety and workman comp and the training and everything else that you guys do. And again, customers call us all the time. And no, you're not getting a big raise, okay? So let's make it clear, okay? But we get customers calling all the time. If somebody has a sewer problem and it's not our problem, instead of just walking away and saying it's not our problem, you take the time to explain to them what they can do, where they can go. And Doug, you've been really good at this, okay? Tracy says you're our PR guy out there, and have been really good at this as far as explaining that, okay, check this out, do this, and again, I know that if somebody and you miss trash and somebody calls you, your answer is we'll be there in an hour. I mean, it's just amazing. So again, when I came back, I said I was most proud of this organization and the attitude you have, and this year has not changed my mind on it at all. So, again, congratulations and thank you. And I just think we don't, government people get a bad rap all the time. And I'm just telling you that the sanitary district and the service that they've given, they don't deserve that.
Well, thank you. Phil Reagan, Superintendent Sanitation. As you know, a few years ago, the state made it where you can't put leaves or yard waste in the landfill, so we do a separate pickup for that. This year, we just rounded up our pickup. We picked up 498.25 tons, or more impressively sounding, it's 996,500 pounds of leaves that we picked up separately that stay out of the waste stream. That's up from last year of over 173 tons. Wow. We did have the way we run it through Thanksgiving, because a lot of people get 4-day weekend and they hit us hard that week, so we run it past that week. And the way the calendar fell, we picked them up for an extra week this year, but that's still up 173 tons. They're debagged, composted, and they're put in windmills at Randolph Farms, and the compost will be sold next year as compost through Randolph Farms.
At a very reasonable price.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they don't make any money on that compost. They're just taking the leaves that we give them, composting them, and getting it back for use. So
Some
it's
of our sludge too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
the waste
yeah, they
Right.
put that in there.
so
But for about 10 straight years, our pickup has dropped down due to mulching mowers and people buying or hiring out. But this is the first year we've had an increase, and it went up 173 tons.
cover real quick if you would. And it's often, and again, we have 5 minutes, and we're going to get out of here total half hour. But tell us a little bit about your trucks, how many you're going to be converting. Let's just cover this energy going to natural gas again, just real quick.
Well, by mid next year, all of our trucks will be either converted or will replaced with dedicated CNG engines in them. That'll be 12 altogether. And even our first backup is going to be a dual fuel system. We're going to try that out. The savings is not as great, but the cost is very minimal on it. But we're looking to save quite a bit of money.
And again, for those who aren't aware of it, I mean, these projects aren't easy projects. And, it's easy to stand up here and talk about it in 3 minutes, but it's been a year of labor with everybody involved in this. And we had a major trucking company come to us the other day and wants to start using the station, and we're open to negotiations at this point in time for them to start using this station also, which will help the environment in the entire area. So we're looking down the road to not only the sanitary district, but we'll take the lead in this. Years ago, we took the lead in Indiana of using the one-arm trucks, which saved, as I said, going on and on, blah, blah. Now you can't find a community around that doesn't have those trucks that we did 15, 18 years ago.
Right.
So I think this natural gas thing is really going to explode, and in the community, we'll actually be opening this up to the city, the county, government other agencies first, anybody else that large users, and then eventually, hopefully, actually the public down the road sometime. So.
Probably not the best way to say it.
I know there's a very minimum risk it'll explode. Very, very minimal.
We'll use that word.
1/1,000,000th of a percent.
Let me say this, that was a major concern, and this is no more dangerous than a normal gas station, okay? The trucking firm was concerned how long it would take to fill their trucks. The pumps in there would be almost precisely the amount of time it takes to fill a regular truck. The danger in this is no more than, like I said, any place else. So, and all those things have always been looked at.
It's actually
So-
a little safer because it loses its explosion qualities quicker.
I won't go on anymore. I just wanted to just touch on it because it really is a large thing that we're accomplishing here, and so we'll finish it up. But Phil, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the next is the emergency project PO interceptor project, and John Anderson, who runs our engineering department under Tracy. So how can you run it under Tracy? That's a little, but John handles the actual engineering part of it out there, and Tracy handles the operation. I guess that's the way you guys have broken it down.
Don Anderson, District Engineer. An update on the PO Interceptor project. This is a rehab project. Most of the lining is complete. There's one section that is not complete. It was originally called the BCIPP lining due to non-responsive, timely responsiveness from CSX Railroad, where the equipment would have to be within their right-of-way.
Are you saying they're hard to deal with, John?
They run on their own time.
Okay, go ahead.
But due to that time, we had them change over to use the gunite product in this particular segment in order to finish up the project because the rest of the project was wrapping up. Their crews got into the pipe and the condition of the pipe. There are some bricks, being this is the old brick sewer, there are some missing bricks. There are a lot of loose bricks. They were not comfortable with having their personnel in that pipe. So at this time, we have also requested to go back to see if it is feasible to still do it as a CIPP lining. But we are still waiting from the CIPP subcontractor their response. So we are asking to declare this an emergency in case CIPP is not an option and some other form of repair needs to be made.
And that will help on the railroad approval? That'll help that in terms of?
Yeah, my understanding there, CSX does have a emergency
Provision?
agreement. Yes.
So this will actually, under an emergency, if we declare emergency, the railroad will permit us to move quicker.
Right.
Okay.
Steve, any questions on it?
No.
Okay. All right. Do we have a motion to declare this project an emergency? This is the PO interceptor.
I would move so, in that particular area.
Can I ask a question? Is it an emergency? are you guys declaring an emergency right now, or is something have to happen to become an emergency?
I think we're declaring an emergency because of the importance of getting it done.
That's what I'm saying right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, something doesn't happen.
No, no. And
I would agree with that. That's correct.
a good question, Mike.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, John. Under public comments, we're right as we're sitting here, Mike was mentioned a moment ago that as we're sitting here, we're closing on a bond where we used that to fly to Chicago or drive to Chicago. So, Bob, would you come up and give us some update on this? You know, 3 times you come in the audience and I didn't recognize you over there. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wave to me. Or maybe it's a scar from my
It's
eyesight.
cold today.
I don't understand
It's really
why.
cold in here, and
It is.
I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, so.
So you're from,
Indianapolis, I'm with Unbought Associates,
Right.
it's Bob Clifford. I was on the phone as you started the meeting with Courtney Guzman, who's from Bank of America, and she said all the wires are ready to go. We have a little paperwork that we need to complete. We didn't include in our wire instructions the payment of Bank of America's lawyer. So I was texting people trying to get them to change the letter, and then we'll reissue it again. So that should happen. You should have your money by noon today and be able to get started on your compressed natural gas
Very
project.
good.
I mean, aren't the lawyers the first to be paid normally on this?
Yes,
They
they are.
should be.
yeah, I think I got an email on that yesterday saying, where's the money? But,
This
good.
is- This is 3.7 some million. This is the bond issue to pay for the
For the
compressed
compressed-
natural gas.
And the blower, too.
And the blower unit out at the
And you've
wastewater.
done this all under your guaranteed performance contract, so it went pretty smoothly. Really.
and part of this process, and you know, it'd be impossible to do without Bob and Debbie working on this, but, you know, how is it affordable for us to do this? I mean, these are the questions that are asked and that have to be proven. What kind of savings are we going to have by buying gas at, I'm going to use a third of the cost, over what period of time? And so all those numbers have to be crunched, put together, and Bob has been absolutely instrumental, and Mike's been very, very involved with that, getting that project done to make sure this is all feasible. So again, I guess this is a day for compliments. It's Christmas, Bob, but
And
thanks
it
for
was
all your help.
Very fast work, and Bob's firm had to be instrumental. We had to get clearance from a previous loan holder, the State Revolving Fund, Indiana Finance Authority. Bob worked that in record time.
In record time.
In record time,
You
yeah.
know,
They
you
were
know anything about,
unbelievably cooperative.
you know anything about railroad permits? I mean,
Yeah, we could use all our help we can on that
I
one.
wish I could take credit, but I think the state SRF was just unbelievably.
Well, but I think.
And that's
well,
not what they're necessarily known for.
That's nice of you to deduct a compliment, but we know that you had a lot to do with that. So thank you very much. Appreciate the update.
Pleasure working with all of you, and I think this is a great project that you'll all benefit from.
Oh, yeah,
Way more than what the current projections show, because we're very conservative.
Again, we can do this without any increase in any of the rate structure, because the power savings for the blower and the diesel gas savings for Phil's fleet will pay for the first 5 years of the lease payments. And we start getting these private trucking firms come in, that'll help retire that debt earlier.
Yeah.
I hate to use this because you'll kick me, but the
Okay.
district actually could possibly not only pay for this project, but make a profit on this entire project by the time it's over.
It could, but when you go to make a profit on it, then you're gonna have to refinance these bonds.
No.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I say, I hate to say
Let
that,
me-
okay, because I knew what company I was in here. Let's just say that let's just
We're
say,
gonna get an early debt retirement earnings.
yes,
Let's call
not
it
a
that.
profit.
Okay,
Thank you, thank you for straightening me out, gentlemen.
thank you.
Bob.
Anything else from the public before we close the meeting? John, did I see you start getting up at one time to come up, or were you just ready to get out of here?
I have nothing to say.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, with that said, this is our last meeting of the year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great holiday, and thanks for your attendance. Meeting's now closed. The next meeting will be January 9th, 2014, same place, same time.